From the sacred city of Ile-Ife to the streets of Havana and Rio, their story is one of creation, power, and survival. This is the untold journey of the Yoruba people, and it will change how you see Africa and the world. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to this channel. Thank you. With more than 46 million people, the Yoruba are one of Africa's largest and most influential ethnic groups, counted among the big three of modern Nigeria, alongside the Hausa and the Igbo. Their homeland, Yoruba land, covers southwestern Nigeria, spilling into Benin and Togo, a region of fertile land, rainforests, savannas, and bustling cities. But Yoruba history extends far beyond Africa. Through centuries of slavery and forced migration, Yoruba culture traveled across oceans, shaping the spiritual and cultural identity of the Americas and the Caribbean. Today, Yoruba traditions survive in Brazil, Cuba, Haiti, and beyond, in music, dance, religion, and food. So who exactly are the Yoruba? What is their history? And what on earth does a cosmic chicken have to do with the creation of the world? At the heart of Yoruba identity lies Ile-Ife, a legendary city regarded as the spiritual cradle of the Yoruba people. Archaeology reveals a civilization of stunning artistry. Bronze, stone, and terracotta sculptures of such naturalistic beauty that European scholars once doubted Africans could have made them. Oral traditions honor Oduduwa, Odua, as the first ruler of Ife, the father of the founding princes who established other Yoruba kingdoms. It is from this belief that the Yoruba proudly call themselves Omo Oduduwa, the children of Oduduwa. The Yoruba origin story blends myth, legend, and history. In one creation account, the supreme god Olodumare, Oloran, lowered a chain from the sky to Ile-Ife. Oduduwa descended carrying a rooster, a handful of earth, and a palm kernel. The earth was poured upon the waters. The rooster scratched it into dry land. And from it sprouted a great palm tree with 16 branches, the foundation of the 16 Yoruba kingdoms. Another myth says Obatala was sent first to create the world. Carrying a snail shell of soil, a palm nut, and a chicken, he descended on a golden chain. But after drinking palm wine, he grew careless, and Oduduwa took over, completing creation in 4 days, a cycle mirrored in the Yoruba 4-day week. Still other narratives trace Yoruba ancestry back to Lamarudu, Nimrod, of Mesopotamian legend, or suggest the Yoruba have lived in West Africa since 10,000 BC, supported by archaeological discoveries in Iwo Eleru and Adenlewa. Regardless of version, one constant remains. Ile-Ife is the spiritual center of the Yoruba universe. Yoruba spirituality is among the most influential in the world. At its head is Olodumare, the supreme creator, distant yet all-powerful. Beneath him is a pantheon of deities known as the orishas, each governing different elements of life and nature. Shango, the god of thunder and lightning, remembered both as a fierce king of Oyo and a fiery orisha wielding a double-headed axe. Oshun, goddess of rivers, fertility, beauty, and love, whose influence endures from West Africa to Brazilian candomblé, and even in global pop culture. Yamoja, Yamaya, mother of waters and protector of women, revered in Nigeria, Brazil, and Cuba. Ogun, the orisha of iron and blacksmiths, celebrated as the force behind civilization itself. Art is not decoration, it is devotion. Bronze heads of kings, intricate beadwork, and the delicate etchings of tribal marks tell stories of lineage, pride, and beauty. The Yoruba never forget their ancestors. Through the Egungun festival, masked spirits return from the world beyond, swirling in color and power, blessing the living, reminding all that the past still breathes among them. For brides, the fattening room was once a sacred preparation, a time of rest, teaching, and transformation. Marriage, or igbeyawo, unites not just lovers but entire families. During the Idana engagement, elders gather. Kola nuts, palm wine, and honey are exchanged, symbols of peace, sweetness, and continuity. The bride's gentle nod seals a covenant witnessed by ancestors. When a child is born, joy fills the compound. 8 days later comes the Isomoloruko, the naming ceremony. Water, honey, and salt touch the baby's lips, blessing them with truth, sweetness, and resilience. Names are not mere words, they are destinies whispered into being. At the heart of it all lies Ori, the inner head, the spiritual essence that guides each person's path. Yoruba religion emphasizes Iwa Pele, good character, humility, honesty, and respect. Even today, millions of Yoruba practice traditional faith alongside Christianity and Islam. Through the transatlantic slave trade, Yoruba spirituality crossed the seas. Enslaved Yoruba reimagined their orishas under Catholic saints, giving rise to religions like Santeria in Cuba, Candomblé in Brazil, and Voodoo in Haiti. Yoruba drumming, chants, and rituals remain central to these faiths, binding the diaspora to ancestral roots. Yoruba life is built around community, respect, and artistry. Greetings can last 10 minutes, filled with honorifics and blessings. Traditionally, men prostrate before elders, while women kneel, symbols of humility and respect. The Yoruba language, spoken by nearly 50 million people, is tonal, where pitch shapes meaning. This tonal quality gave birth to the talking drum, dun-dun, which can reproduce speech rhythms to send messages across villages. Women historically dominated trade, led by the Iyaloja, mother of the market, while men oversaw craft guilds in blacksmithing, weaving, and sculpture. Yoruba artisans built monumental works, like Sungbo's Eredo, a massive 160-kilometer wall and moat system built around the 10th century, larger in volume than the Great Pyramid of Giza. Fashion is another cornerstone of Yoruba identity. Men wear agbada robes and fila caps, while women adorn themselves with iro skirts, buba blouses, and the towering gele head wrap. Adire indigo cloth and aso oke woven fabric remain iconic, decorated with patterns passed down for centuries. Among Yoruba legends, none shine brighter than Queen Moremi Ajasoro of Ife. Faced with raids by neighboring enemies, she offered herself to be captured to learn their secrets. Winning the trust of the enemy king, she uncovered their tactics and returned home, saving her people. But to fulfill her vow to the gods, she was forced to sacrifice her only child. In Yoruba tradition, she embodies sacrifice, courage, and divine justice, and is still honored as both heroine and goddess. While Ife was the spiritual core, Oyo became the political and military powerhouse. Founded by Oranmiyan, a son of Oduduwa, Oyo rose in the 13th century on trade routes of the savannah. Despite the deadly tsetse fly, Oyo imported horses and developed a fearsome cavalry. Governance was sophisticated. The Alaafin king ruled, checked by the Oyo Messi Council of Chiefs, led by the Basharun, prime minister. The Ogboni Council of Elders balanced spiritual authority, while the military elite, the Eso, guarded stability. If an Alaafin lost the people's trust, he could be symbolically presented with an empty calabash. a command to take his own life. At its height in the 18th century, Oyo controlled vast lands and trade, from the savannah to the coast. But internal rivalries, greed, and external Fulani invasions weakened the empire, leading to collapse. The fall of Oyo coincided with the height of the Atlantic slave trade. Millions of Yoruba were captured and shipped across the Atlantic. In Cuba, a third of enslaved Africans were Yoruba. By 1900, the Yoruba were subjects of the British Empire, their economy forced into cash crop production. But Yoruba leaders soon spearheaded independence. Chief Obafemi Awolowo, alongside other nationalists, became a central figure, later serving as the first premier of Western Nigeria. To this day, he is revered as a visionary statesman among the Yoruba. Today, Brazil holds the largest Yoruba-descended population outside Africa, followed by the Caribbean and the United States. In exile, Yoruba culture did not die. It transformed. In religion, cuisine, music, and resistance, the Yoruba left their mark. Catholic saints were blended with orishas. Yoruba drums shaped samba, salsa, and reggae. Foods like akara, bean fritters, and stews flavored the Americas. The Yoruba story is one of deep spirituality, legendary heroes, mighty empires, and survival against the odds. From the shrines of Ile-Ife to the streets of Havana, to the rhythms of Afrobeat by Fela Kuti, the Yoruba people continue to greet the world with color, resilience, and pride. They remain, above all, the proud Oma Oduduwa, children of Oduduwa. Please subscribe. Thank you.